afraid, emotions getting in your way, afraid. But why you let me fall in love if you're afraid to commit? And don't call me in the middle of the night and say that you're not able to be loved. That's not right. No, I don't wanna be that one. Still a million miles from you, so I'm gonna let you go. Oh boy, if you only knew, not a day goes by without you on my mind. You couldn't go on together. You said nothing lasts forever, though you can't deny. Hold it all inside. No, you can trust me. Just close your eyes, knowing that I'm around. I'll be around. Yeah. You're not scared of love, just scared of love. Alright, alright, enough. Just tell me if you want my love or not, or not. 'Cause I don't wanna be that one. Still a million miles from you, yeah. So I'm gonna let you go. Oh boy, if you only knew, not a day goes by without you on my mind. You couldn't go on together. You said nothing lasts forever, though you can't deny. Hold it all inside. No, you can trust me. Just close your eyes, knowing that I'm around. I don't wanna be that one. No, still a million miles from you. So I'm gonna let you go. You go. Oh boy, if you only knew, not a day goes by without you on my mind. You couldn't go on together. You said nothing lasts forever, though you can't deny. Hold it all inside. No, you can trust me. Just close your eyes, knowing that I'm around.
Tell him I need my money right now. Promise the juice, they stole out my crown. Yeah. Sorry to tell you, I know my value. I'm gonna recoup, yeah. But don't waste my energy, my energy. I don't got much, don't be wasting all my energy. I keep it tight, don't let nobody get close to me. My heart is right, don't question my integrity. No, I thought we would be just fine, and I thought your heart was like mine. But let me find out, you've been going around throwing shots, running plots. Come on, man, tryna block my blessings, but no need for comparisons. What's from me won't be from me. Yeah, I'ma go through just to grow through. But pay me what you owe me for, I make what you've been saying about me true, true. Tell him I need my money right now. Promise the juice, they stole out my crown. Yeah. Sorry to tell you, I know my value. I'm gonna recoup, yeah. Don't waste my loyalty, my loyalty. I let you in back then because I couldn't see, but now it's clear you ain't ever been true to me. My intuition ain't ever lied, I had to leave. Handle your business, do what you think you need to do to get your revenge. But you won't break me, God as my witness. Past the point of no return, I'm on a mission. Tryna block my blessings, but no need for comparison. What's from me? Yeah, I'ma go through just to grow through. But pay me what you owe me for, I make what you've been saying about me true. Tell him I need my money right now. Brought me the juice, they stole out my crown. Sorry to tell you, I know my value. I'm gonna recoup it. Don't waste my.
She's putting all of her cards down on the table, knowing there's no way that you'll be able to win this one. But she's somebody else in the making. First, she just gotta stop all the faking, and she'll be there. But she's wondering if it's gonna feel like this forever. Wondering if it's gonna feel like this whenever she leaves her safe space. She leaves her safe space. Wondering if it is forever, or is there some place that will make her feel better? Make her feel better. Then that's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. Somebody say, don't be afraid of loving yourself, 'cause that is all you got in the end. You got in the end. But she's wondering if it's gonna feel like this forever. Wondering if it's gonna feel like this whenever she leaves her safe space. She leaves her safe space. Wondering if it is forever, or is there some place that will make her feel better? Make her feel better. Then that's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. Talking to myself 'cause I don't know what I want. Yeah, I'm here talking to myself like someone's gonna respond. I'm getting tired of myself 'cause I don't know what I want. But I'm not out here on my own. Wondering if it is forever, or is there some place that'll make her feel better? Make her feel better. And that's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. Yeah, that's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. Talking to myself 'cause I don't know what I want. Yeah, I'm here talking to myself like someone's gonna respond. I'm getting tired of myself 'cause I don't know what I want. But I'm not out here on my own.
Yeah. I want a house in the hills I pay big bills for. I ain't got in pocket. I wanna empty out my wallet. I wanna stop motion, stand still. Wallace and Gromit. I wanna talk more endlessly. I wanna neurotically vomit. I want more dollars from my mama. I want a palace in Prada. I want a Gucci bag where I can store my sorrows and hardships. I wanna gold plate my partners. I want endless tomorrows. I want a lot more than I got right now. That's the problem. You could give me every little thing I'd ever want, but I'd never have enough till the day I had it all. Yeah, you can give me every little thing I ever want, but I'd never have enough till the day I had it all.
Oh, I see what you want. baby, but it might be just a little more than I can give you.
Second thought, I want $1 for everyone, not just my mama. I want to hit the ball out on random pedestrians. I want my questions to be answered till my brain bored and questionless. I want more self-assurance. I don't ever want to second guess. I want someone to shut the fuck up. Lest he trying to tell me yes again. I want so many best friends that I can't tell what friendship is. I want the diamonds, gold, and glitter. I want fast cars I'll never whip. I want it all till I'm empty in my castle of everything.
Oh, I see what you want, baby, but it might be just a little more than I can give you.
I want a cushy job that pay big bills and cheap thrills. Wanna mob out with my homies like Timmy, Tommy, and Dill. I'm not trying to be famous, okay, maybe a lil. Since I'm a rapper, I should buy me some grills and gold frills that I can sleep on while I contemplate pills and peep on, hold still. Might sedate you, just a fire at will. I got an appetite for hardship, big fish meets krill. Don't sleep, don't spill, I ain't got my fill. I want the beauty queen to make me show my pearly whites. The type of movie scene that make you count your blessings twice. It's not the only thing that's on my list, I checked it twice and sent it off to Santa's elves like I've been playing nice.
I see what you want. Oh, I see what you want. Oh, I see what you want.
You broke my heart.
You broke my heart
a million times.
a million times.
Can't count the times.
Can't count
I made you cry.
how many times I've made you
We're
cry.
such a mess
We
now.
are such a
and
mess.
we're burning out.
And we're burning out.
I get so sad.
I get so damn
at the
sad at the
thought of losing you.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
I'm
Ooh.
losing you.
What the hell was that? Happy Monday,
I
y'all.
can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. You're still perfect as the day goes by. Even though
Let's make it happen, you guys. We got some learning to do.
I stopped the world if it would give us time. Yeah, to work
Oh, there
things
we go.
out.
There go my voice.
To work things out.
I wonder where the hell my voice went.
To work things out.
Let's work it out.
To work things out. Yeah, yeah.
We got some reading to
To
do.
work things out.
Welcome
work things
to
out.
another chapter of Rich People Read.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. O is in the house. Bolo, what up, bro? What's up, Sherwin?
Can we be honest?
LaRonda, can we be honest?
Comfort zone.
I feel like a DJ when this song is be rocking. Y'all know y'all like this song, right? Everybody that's a member of my channel get the entire playlist and MP3. You guys get the song. I got the best music on YouTube. Y'all take it, keep it up. Keep it up. Come on.
I can't bear the thought of losing you.
Can't bear the thought.
I'm losing you.
Here we go.
You're
Camera's up.
perfect.
Still perfect.
The day goes by.
Perfect as the day goes by. Even the worst ones, they make me smile. I stop the world.
Give us time.
It would give us time.
Yeah. To work things out.
Work things
To
out.
work things out.
Work things out. What up?
To work things out. To work things out. Yeah, yeah. To work things out. To work things
Song
out.
be rocking. Who's that? Prod by Pack. Okay. See, I'm not drinking my normal shit. You got me, my voice cracking like a woman. I don't like that. What's up with this power there? What up, Prod by Crack TV? I'm glad you're here, bruh. I'm glad you're here, man. We're gonna do a little reading this morning. You know, of the 10 different podcasts I do, of the 6 that are active, this one here has to be super consistent. This is one of the, if not the most important podcast I have, because this one is all about education. And we talk about the two ships, relationships and entrepreneurship. And we swap between the months. One month we'll be reading a book that's talking about relationships, like last month, Hold On to Your Nuts, a relationship manual for men. NUTS stands for non-negotiable, unalterable terms. The month before that, we read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That was a money book. This month, we're reading The Richest Man in Babylon. We are reading The Richest Man in Babylon. We read most of the book already. You know, this is the last week for the month of June that we're reading this particular book. We've knocked it out already, you guys. I'm glad you guys were here. If you haven't read this book before, then please go back into the playlist that I have called Rich People Read. What is Rich People Read? It's a podcast. It's a live podcast. It's really a book club. It's a live podcast / book club where we read a book a month to instruct you in the ways of the successful through the power of reading. I don't know any rich people that don't read. I know a lot of rich people. I don't know any of them that don't read. What up, Sherwin? And so this is a prerequisite to being rich and famous. I'm just sorry. It is what it is. If you want to be rich and famous, you must read. You can't, there's no way around it, you guys. No, you can't hire somebody else to do it for you. You have to pick up the knowledge and retain it yourself. I do not know any. Can somebody in the chat name somebody that they know that is super rich? Okay, let me do, I'll be fair. Name somebody in the chat who makes over $250,000 a year, over $250 million a year. Why did I use that number? Because that's the number that Barack Obama during his administration labeled as the well-to-dos. If you were made under $250,000 a year as a single person, $500,000 a year as a family, then your tax bracket was different. But if you made over $250,000 a year, then you were labeled well-to-do. I won't use middle class or upper middle class. I won't use none of that stuff. I'm gonna just say you're better off than most. Now, here's the question. Can anybody in the chat, anybody that's watched this, if you're watching the replay of this video, can anybody write in the comments? Can you name somebody that you know personally, not somebody you heard of, but somebody that you know personally, who makes over $250,000 a year individually, and they don't read books? Name somebody. I don't care. No, I'm not talking $100,000 a year. I'm not talking about just typical high value men in the lower marks. Okay? Not typical high value people. I'm not talking about somebody that does good. No, I'm not talking about them. I know a ton of them that does good. 100 grand ain't no money. Over $250,000 a year. Do you know somebody that makes that much money individually and they don't read books? I don't know any, and I know quite a few. So if you are interested in learning how to make over $250,000 a year, one thing you must do is read books. There's no way around it. It's not an alternative. It's not an elective class, you guys. It's a prerequisite. Good morning, Kimberly. It's good to have you here, love. So I'm glad you guys are here. We are currently reading the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. It's a book based on Babylonian parables and has been hailed as the greatest of all inspirational works on the subject of thrift, financial planning, and personal wealth. In simple language, these fascinating and informative stories set you on a sure path to prosperity and its accompanying joys. A celebrated bestseller, it offers an understanding and a solution to your personal financial problems. Revealed inside this book are the secrets to acquiring money, keeping money, and here's the most important part: making money make more money. Making your money earn more money. Let's read this together. Exactly. You guys see what Kim wrote in the chat? Let me highlight that. Where's my mouse? Let me highlight that. You see what Kim wrote? Kim knows people that make money. I know Kim. And Kim knows people that make over $250,000 a year, and she says they read a lot. But hey, I'm not above reproach. If anybody knows somebody that makes more money than most people, $250,000 is the benchmark individually, and they don't read, let me know. Correct me. I'd like to investigate that person. Otherwise, if you wish to make $250,000 more a year, if you wish to be what we consider rich, and you want to become wealthy, remember it's a difference between being rich and wealthy. Rich is having money. Wealth is having your money make more money. Then you have to read. I appreciate you guys being here. We're going to go ahead and knock out, I don't know what number this is. I think this is chapter 9. It's the clay tablets from Babylon. It's actually some writings. Now remember, understand how Babylon worked. This is a city that existed 4,000 to 8,000 years before Christ. BC. This is before Jesus was here, y'all. 4,000 to 8,000 years before Jesus showed up. The city was buried near the Euphrates River, east of Syria, under earth, and it was finally unearthed because there were some waterfalls coming down and artifacts was coming down in the waterfall, and people, and they were like, what the fuck? Like this, it's like this mountain, this valley of dirt, but when it rains, these artifacts is coming down like a clay tablets potentially, but certainly like bowls and tools and things like that. And they were like, something must be up in there that we don't know. And they unearthed that. An excavation began in the 1800s, and they unearthed the entire city of Babylon. And Babylon is where we learned that they invented money. That's where money was invented. The exchange of an item to represent, a store of wealth, a store of money, exchange for goods or services, right? Babylon also invented contracts, an agreement between two people where you write it down, you sign your name, or you seal it with your thumb or some shit like that, right? Babylon also invented property deeds. Say, for instance, you own a plot of land that extends so far this way, so far that way, so many meters, feet, or yards this way, and so many meters, feet, and yards that way, east and west, north and south. And then that was documented to prove that those people owned that land. That was a property deed invented in Babylon. And what they did was they wrote these things because they didn't have paper yet, right? Paper was not yet invented. 4,000 to 8,000 years ago, they didn't have pencils. They wasn't writing stuff down on sheets of paper. So what did they do? They had clay tablets, ladies and gentlemen. Clay tablets. Generally, these clay tablets were 6 inches by 8 inches, about the size of this book. 6 inches to 8 inches, about the size of this book. And they were about 1 inch thick, and they were wet. Before the clay had set, they were soft, wet clay tablets, and they would inscribe the history of almost everything that went on in Babylon. They had inscribed, that was a job that they had. Some of the people that we read in this book actually were inscribers. And they would just inscribe that on these tablets, and then they bake the tablets until they become stiff, and then they'd store them in their hall of records. They found hundreds of thousands of these clay tablets. And that's how we got these stories. When they unearthed Babylon about 200 years ago, they discovered hundreds of thousands of these clay tablets, which recorded the history of the city of Babylon. Exactly. Just like the Flintstones, Proud by Pack. Just like the Flintstones. So we're reading some of the stories, and we're learning about the richest man in Babylon. His name was Arcad. Arcad was the richest man in Babylon. We learned some stories of him and how he made his money. And we're using the information that we learned from these stories 4,000 to 8,000 years ago on how they apply to our life today. On how we make money, how we spend money, how we think of money, how we react to money. Some of you guys are learning some things, like for instance, the number one rule, right? The 10%. The 10%, save 10% of everything that you make, period. There is no question about it. It's not a negotiation. If you made $1,000, you only made $900 because $100 should be put away. You don't even know that you made $1,000. When you negotiate, when you get a birthday card, when grandma gives you a birthday card and you open it up and it is a $20 bill in there, she really only gave you $18 because you are supposed to take $2 and stash it away. Period. If you get a birthday card and you got a $100 bill in there, you only got $90. $10 is supposed to be put away. You don't act like you didn't even get it. That's the mentality that we're trying to learn here, you guys. We need to create a hive mentality of being frugal and smart with our money. That's one of the lessons learned in this book. Just go back and listen to the chapters that we read. Today we're going to read the chapter that talks about some of the clay tablets that they unearthed in the city of Babylon. This chapter is called The Clay Tablets from Babylon. It's not long. That's why I'm kind of dragging this out, because we're going to be done in like 10 minutes. So I appreciate you guys being here. Please turn up your volumes. If you don't have the physical book, remember one of the things that everybody needs to do is get the actual book. I want you to grab the book in its physical form, so you have it for the library that in that mansion or estate that you will be purchasing soon, because you're going to have a section in your house that's going to be a library. And I want you to have the books that you're reading now, so you can have a copy of what you use to get you to where you're going to be. The link to this book is in the description of this video. Just click that link and it'll take you to this particular version. And this book costs $4.98 brand new. You can get a used one for about $2.99, maybe $3, or you can get a brand new one for $4.98. Plus tax and shipping, you're gonna be set back about $7. If you ain't got $7, you probably shouldn't even be here. You probably shouldn't even be reading with me. You got some other work to do. Clear these notifications. So listen, I want everybody to turn up your volumes. Get ready to read along with your boy Shan. If you have the actual book, please grab it. Grab your pens and highlighters so you can highlight the important parts. If you have it digitally, open up your iPad or your Kindle and turn to the chapter called The Clay Tablets from Babylon so we can read together. And if you don't have the book or the electronic copy, which you need to get, one or the other, or both, listen to me. I'm gonna read it to you. Put your headphones on, put your ear pods in, turn up the volume. Let's go. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I took my vitamins this morning, you guys. I'm all about fitness and health. Being a 49-year-old man, I'm all about fitness and health. My man Alvin is here. Good to have you here, Alvin. Alvin, I fell asleep last night during movie of the week. I woke up about 3 o'clock in the morning, Alvin. So Alvin, if you can see him in the chat, is my man. He pulled up, he watched the movie. Last night we watched the movie, I'm about to say Gladiator. No, we watched Braveheart. Last night we watched Braveheart. So every Sunday, remember I told you I got 10 shows on my channel. Every Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, me and the members of my channel, not the subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate all the subscribers. Please subscribe. But the members, the soldiers of the SR Army, all levels, because I got 5 levels to my membership, all levels have access to the movie theater that we watch different movies every Sunday night. Last night we watched Braveheart. Next Sunday we're going to be watching The Color Purple. We watch movies that edify our minds and make us say, that make us think about what these plots are and these stories. what the media is trying to indoctrinate us with, and then we talk about it. Braveheart is a love story, so we watched that. That was a long one, though. Alvin never watched it before. He just said, awesome movie. Exactly, with Mel Gibson, released in 1995. Yeah. Appreciate you being there, man. Alvin pulled up with us. He's a soldier. You see the rank next to his name. So, yeah, man, I fell asleep last night, Alvin. My bad, bro. I woke up. Everything was, my system shuts down everything in case I don't shut it down myself. So I fell asleep. Shout out to all the people that watched the movie with us last night and the ones that realized that I fell asleep. I'm glad you're here, Alvin. We're getting ready to start. All right, guys. The clay tablets from Babylon. Here we go. This is from St. Swithin's College in the Nottingham University, Newark-on-Trent, Nottingham. Professor Franklin Caldwell, care of British Scientific Expedition, Hela, Mesopotamia. Written on October 21st, 1934. Now remember, this book was written in 1926. The stories in this book are thousands of years old, 4,000 to 8,000 years old. This book was originally published in 1926, before civil rights, before Vietnam, before right around the Great Depression, right around World War I, right before World War II. That's when this book was written, ladies and gentlemen. No internet, no iPhones, no email, not even the thought of it. And it still applies today. So here's a letter. Now remember, they unearthed these clay tablets in the 1800s, studied it. It's a great discovery of the city of Babylon. So we're going to read some of these tablets, or even the people that excavated Babylon and translated the tablets. Here we go. October 21st, 1934. My dear professor, the 5 clay tablets from your recent excavation in the ruins of Babylon arrived on the same boat with your letter. I have been fascinated no end and have spent many pleasant hours translating the inscriptions. I should have answered your letter at once, but delayed until I could complete the translations which are attached. The tablets arrived without any damage, thanks to your careful use of preservatives and excellent packing. You will be astonished, as we in the laboratory, at the story they relate. One expects the dim and distant past to speak of romance and adventure, Arabian Nights sort of things, when instead these tablets disclose the problems of a person named Dabasir to pay off his debts. One realizes that the conditions upon this old world have not changed as much in 5,000 years as one might expect. It's odd, but these old inscriptions rather rage me, as the students say. Being a college professor myself, I am supposed to be a thinking human being, possessing a working knowledge of most subjects. Yet here comes this old chap out of the dust-covered ruins of Babylon to offer a way I had never heard of to pay off my debts and at the same time acquire gold to jingle in my wallet. Pleasant thought, I say, and interesting to prove. I'm going to get to that in a second. Pleasant thought, I say, and interesting to prove whether it will work as well nowadays as it did in old Babylon. Miss Shrewsbury and myself are planning to try out his plan upon our own affairs, which could be much improved. Wishing you the best of luck in your worthy undertaking and waiting eagerly another opportunity to assist, I am. Yours sincerely, Alfred H. Shrewsbury, Department of Archaeology. Now, this was a letter written in 1934 to the archaeologists that had excavated Babylon to say, yo, man, I got these tablets that you sent me. The shit that I'm reading on these tablets, bro, I thought I was going to read of horses saving damsels and shit. I'm reading about money. And in fact, I'm going to use what I'm learning in my day-to-day life today in 1934 on some stuff that I'm reading 5,000 years ago. Ain't nothing new under the sun, as they say. There is nothing new under the sun. The shit that they was going through in 1934 is the same that we're going through in 2022. The shit that was going on 5,000 years ago is the same money problems and shit that was going on in 1934. And for him to translate these tablets and say, damn, in fact, he got upset. He was mad. He was like, this is crazy. And who was this guy, Dabasir, who didn't pay his debts? These are wonderful stories. So we're getting ready to read what was written on tablet number 1. But before we do that, I need the soldiers to please throw your ones up.
Easy.
Please throw your ones up to my man, Prod by Pack. He has blessed the channel. Prod by Pack, did you know that you blessed this channel? You didn't donate to this channel. You blessed us, brother. You blessed us with a $2 super chat, and you have invested in what we're doing here. You've invested into this book club. You've invested into my channel. We appreciate you. And I just want the soldiers to please throw your ones up to
Being number 1 isn't easy.
a little love and appreciation for what he's doing. It inspires me to keep doing what I'm doing. And because you matched what my man JT Coin Rings did, you guys are both the stream sponsors of the day. Let me add your name before I continue reading. It is Prod by Pack TV. We appreciate you, bro. Now your name, you'll see your name right there. Up under my logo right there, it says stream sponsor, $1.99. JT Coin Rings, who blessed us before we even started the show. He blessed us during the countdown. My guy, JT Coin Rings, is always taking care of us. Appreciate him. And your name also, Prod by Pack. You're forever ingrained in this video that will forever live on YouTube as long as I can imagine. I have no intentions on taking these videos down. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, bro. All right, guys. Here's tablet. Now, 5 tablets was sent. 5 tablets was sent to the Department of Archaeology at what college was this? This was at Nottingham University. In Nottingham University, 5 tablets was sent from the excavation, and we're getting ready to read what was written on tablet number 1. So tablet number 1 says this. Now, when the moon becometh full, I, Dabasir, who am but recently returned from slavery in Syria, with the determination to pay my many debts and become a man of means worthy of respect in my native city of Babylon, do here engrave upon the clay of permanent record of my affairs to guide and assist me in carrying through my high desires. Under the wise advice of my good friend Mathon, the gold lender, I am determined to follow an exact plan that he doth say will lead any honorable man out of debt into means and self-respect. Snuggles. Everybody, throw your ones up to Snuggles.
Being number 1 isn't easy.
Snuggles, she always comes in. She be like, drop the link. She didn't say it today. She said, everybody just keep donating so he can't read. Don't do us like that, Snuggles. Don't do us like that, Snuggles. See, Snuggles know, okay, for those that don't know, over here, when anybody blesses the channel with super chats, I stop. Your super chats is more important than my agenda because you guys are going above and beyond the Call of Duty. See, the Call of Duty is being here and listening and being a viewer of this video. But when I say being number 1 isn't easy, it's not easy to just to donate. It's hard to be go above and beyond everybody else. So stop playing with the Snuggles. Everybody throw your ones up to Snuggles.
Being number 1 isn't easy.
At least she didn't say drop the link. So let's hook her up. Snuggles 668 is now the stream sponsor. She beat the other 2 brothers out by a penny, but you know, a penny's a penny. I don't, it is what it is. Thank you so much, Snuggles. Thank you for your blessing this morning. I appreciate you. Now, can we continue reading? On this first tablet, Dabasir continues to say, this plan included 3 purposes which are my hope and desire. First, the plan doth provide for my future prosperity. Therefore, 1/10 of all that I earn shall be set aside as my own to keep. Pay myself first. Ladies and gentlemen, pay yourself first. When you get your paycheck on Friday, when you get your money dropped, a direct deposit into your bank account, when you get your money, pay yourself first. Not rent, not mortgage, not insurance, not Netflix bill, not T-Mobile. Do not pay a fucking bill, not food. Put your money aside. Put 10% of everything you earn. Not anybody gets paid before you pay yourself. If you got $1,000 on your last direct deposit, you put $100 over in it somewhere where you don't even see it really. Because you will still be able to do everything that you needed to do with that 10% missing. You'll discover that. I know you don't think it's hard to imagine because bills are piling up and you owe people and whatnot. Trust me when I tell you, get into that, especially if you're young. Oh my God, man. Nobody read to me this stuff when I was 29 years old. I didn't get this information at 19. I'm here at 49 reading this stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, please put 10% of your money away. Therefore, 1/10 of all I earn shall be set aside as my own to keep. For Mathon speaketh wisely when he said, that man or woman in this case, who keep in his purse both gold and silver that he need not spend is good to his family and loyal to his king. The man or woman who hath put but a few coppers, not because remember there was gold, there was silver, and then there was copper, right? The man who hath put but a few coppers in his purse is indifferent to his family and indifferent to his king. But the man who hath not in his purse is unkind to his family and is disloyal to his king, for his own heart is bitter. What he means by broke people ain't shit. When you put 10% of your money away, you guys, you'll never, that eliminates you from being broke. Like nobody can say you ain't got no money. There's people out there that have nothing but what their paycheck is bringing them. Because if they would have put 10% of their money away when COVID started, 1 year ago today, on May 24th, 2021, if they would have put 10% of their money away, they would have had thousands and thousands of dollars today. You have thousands and thousands of dollars today. I'm thinking about how much money I'd have if I had put 10% of my bread away. Oh my God. Although I do investments, the point is I don't put 10% away and just ignore it. I should do all mine, because my investments and all the stuff that I invest in and take care of is all part of my main overhead. I should have been so I consider that kind of a savings and kind of my, smart money moves, but I should have been doing my smart money moves while still stashing 10% away somewhere in an annuity or CD. I didn't do that. I am now. But I should have been doing it a long time ago. So broke motherfuckers ain't shit is what he's saying. Therefore, the man who is wise to achieve must have coin that he may keep to jingle in his purse, that he have in his heart love for his family and loyalty to his king. You got to have some money, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, M. Mills. The second thing that I learned, this is Dabasir writing on a clay tablet. We're reading actually the clay tablet itself, you guys. The first one. Second, the plan doth provide that I shall support and clothe my good wife, take care of my wife, who has returned to me with loyalty from the house of her father. For Mathon doth say, that to take good care of a faithful wife, we're qualifying these wives, ladies and gentlemen. We're not talking about hoes. Faithful wife putteth self-respect into the heart of a man and addeth strength and determination to his purpose. Therefore, 7/10 of all I earn shall be used to provide a home, clothes to wear, and food to eat, with a bit extra to spend, that our lives be not lacking in pleasure and enjoyment. But he doth further enjoy the greatest care that we spend not greater than 7/10 of what we earn. For these worthy purposes, herein lieth the success of the plan. So for every $10, he puts 7 towards taking care of all the bills. That don't sound like 50-50 for all you 50-50 niggas out there. You know I don't preach that over here. That's blasphemous over here. We don't do 50-50. We are 100 over here, fellas. We take care of all of that. Well, ladies got their responsibility too. You know I'm hard on them, but we ain't talking about them right now. I must live upon this portion. I have to live upon what I'm making over here. Basically, I have to downgrade my lifestyle if necessary to live upon what I'm making. My wife is going to have to understand that we're downgrading to this portion of what we're making. We're not trying to fucking keep up with the Joneses. I'm not trying to overspend. I'm not trying to have a bunch of fancy shit that I can't afford. We are living on 7/10 of what I make, and never use more, nor buy what I may not pay for out of this portion. That was tablet number 1. We only got 5 tablets, ladies and gentlemen. Tablet number 2. Third, I guess they couldn't write too much on the tablets, right? I mean, they were literally only 5 by 7 inches. I mean, was it? No, 6 by 8. They were only 6 by 8 inches in size. So that, what we just read, was written on tablet number 1. It's probably written really small and as much as he can. But then the next tablet, he continues, tablet number 2. Third, the plan doth provide that out of my earnings, my debts shall be paid. We don't owe people shit. Therefore, each time the moon is full, 2/10 of all I have earned shall be divided honorably and fairly among those who have trusted me and to whom I am indebted. Thus, in due time, will all my indebtedness be surely paid. Therefore, do I here engrave the name of every man to whom I am indebted and the honest amount of my debt. I owe Faru, the cloth weaver, 2 silvers and 6 coppers. I owe Sinjar, the couch maker. I owe him 1 full silver. I owe Amar, my friend, 3 silvers and 1 copper. I owe Zankar, my friend, 4 silvers and 7 coppers. I owe Askamir, my friend, 1 silver and 3 coppers. Hanasir, the jewelry maker, I owe him 6 silvers and 2 coppers. Dyer Becker, my father's friend, you know, he loaned me some bread. I owe him back 4 silvers and 1 copper. I owe Alkahad, the house owner, I owe him 14 silvers. He holds the deed to my house. That's my mortgage. I got to pay him my mortgage. I owe my man Mathon, the gold lender. I owe my man 9 silvers. And then there's Berjek, the farmer. I owe him 1 silver and 7 coppers. From here on, disintegrated cannot be deciphered. So they couldn't read the rest of the tablet because the tablet was disintegrated. So, but they got that much out of the tablet. Damn, that would have been nice to know exactly the rest of the stuff that was written on tablet number 2. But it was 5,000 fucking years old, so they did a good job. Tablet number 3. To these creditors do I owe in total 119 pieces of silver and 141 pieces of copper. Because I did owe these sums and saw no way to repay them, in my folly, I did permit my wife to return to her father, and didst I leave my native city and seek easy wealth elsewhere. I gave my wife back to her daddy, and I bounced out of Babylon. I ran from these motherfuckers. I ain't see no way. He didn't see any way he was going to be able to pay the debt. So he just gave his wife back, say, sorry, baby, I love you, but I'm gone. And then he bounced out of Babylon. Only to find that when he ran out of Babylon to, Assyria, only to find disaster and to see myself sold into the degradation of slavery. Because he tried to, remember you guys, he tried to rob, he started running with them street niggas. And he tried to rob, and they were hoodsmen, and they were out robbing caravans that didn't look like they had any security. And they did good on that first run. But that second lick they tried to bust, they had that security guard, the dude, the spearsman, and he killed the two leaders, and he captured the other dudes, and then they sold him into slavery. Motherfucker was a slave for some years. Let's continue. Now that Mathon doth show me how I can repay my debts in small sums of all my earnings, do I realize the great extent of my folly in running away from the results of my extravagances? Therefore have I visited my creditors and explained to them that I have no resources with which to pay except my ability to earn, and that I intend to apply 2/10 of all I earn upon my indebtedness, evenly and honestly. This much I can pay, but no more. Therefore, if they be patient in time, my obligations will be paid in full. Amar, whom I thought was my best friend, reviled me bitterly, and I left him in humiliation. My best friend was like, nigga, fuck you. That's what he really said. He was like, dog, you left me here. I loaned you money. You bounced, ran to fucking Syria, got caught up with the wrong people, got put in jail, and now you back to tell me you gonna owe me, man, I ain't fucking with you. That's what his boy said, right? Berserk, the farmer, pleaded that I pay him first, as he did his badly need help. The farmer needed some money. Alikad, the house owner, was indeed disagreeable and insisted that he would make me trouble unless I did as soon settle in full with him. So he had some problems. Everybody wasn't really receptive to his new plan that he finally came back to the city of Babylon. All the rest willingly accepted my proposal. Therefore, am I more determined than ever to carry through, being convinced that it's easier to pay one's just debts than to avoid them. Even though I cannot meet the needs and demands of a few of my creditors, I will deal impartially with all. Here's tablet number 4, second to the last tablet. Again, the moon shines full. I have worked hard with a free mind. My good wife, because remember his wife came back, y'all. Remember his wife went back to daddy. Because she's like, you ain't going to cover me? I got to go back home, ladies. My women, ladies, I don't know if you guys ever heard my stance on this. You're not supposed to be covering yourself. This whole independent shit, this whole go out there and live your life, that's fucking wrong. I don't suggest you do it. I don't agree with it. I don't like it. You go from your father's house to your husband's house. You go from your father's house to your husband's house. If you out there doing your thing and living your life, and that's why your ass is single. That's and it's building a callous in the way you operate. That's not going to be conducive to a good relationship. Trust me when I tell you, I'm twice married, twice divorced. I know what I'm talking about. You should have gone from home to home, father to husband. It's worked like that. You are designed that way. I know you think you're different. This is a sidebar. I know in your mind, in your heart of hearts, you think that you're different. You're not. You think evolution stopped with you. You think The billions of human beings that's preceded you. The billions of human beings that's preceded you. It stopped with you. There's natural and there's normal. I tell people this all the time. Stop fighting what's natural because you're paying attention to what's been normalized. Fuck what's been normalized. Ladies, you should go from your father's house to your husband's house. You'll have a happy life. All right? His wife went back to her daddy's house because he couldn't cut the bill. But she came back to him when he came back and became the man he was supposed to be. Again, the moon shines full. I have worked hard with my free mind. My good wife has supported my intentions to pay my creditors. Because of our wise determination, I have earned during the past moon buying camels of sound wind and good legs for the Batur, the sum of 19 pieces of silver. This I have divided according to the plan. 1/10 I have set aside to keep as my own. 7/10 I have divided with my good wife to pay for our living, and 2/10 have I divided among my creditors as evenly as I could be done in coppers. Now, here's what I'd like to know, and if somebody could look this up and type it in the chat. Can somebody look up how long is a full moon? He says, again, the moon shines full. What is that? A week? Is that a day? Like, what does he mean? Did he earn 19 silvers in one day? Did he earn 19? Was that 2 weeks period? What was considered a moon or a full moon back then? I know it can't be astrology. I mean, it can't be based on astrology because that varies. So I'm curious if anybody, what Kimberly says, Shannon, we're going to have to keep debating that. It's not a debate. It's not a debate. It's just, you're wrong. If you don't believe what I'm saying, you're wrong. It's just, it's not a debate. Would you like me to further convince you? I can do that, but it ain't gonna be a debate. It's not debatable. I know you think because you've been normalized. A lot of you women have been normalized. You've been convinced. I mean, this is what, feminism 3.0 and 4.0 has done. So it's not about debating it. It's not a debate. I'm going to teach you, and you can either accept what I'm teaching you or you can reject what I'm teaching you, which is fine. We'll see how the outcomes. We'll see how your life is turning out. That's all. All we got to do is look at people's lives and say, let's do a report card. And how did that work out? Without lying or without fucking, coloring it up, making it look like it's not. But here's the thing. How long is a moon? I'm curious how long it took him to earn those 19 silvers. Anyways, let's continue. I did not see Amar, but left it with his wife. I left the money with his wife. Kimberly, Kim says 1 night only for a complete full moon. Thank you, Kim. See, I don't know. Because, this is pre-biblical, right? This is before Jesus. So we're talking 5,000 years ago, this tablet was written. So what do you mean by full moon? So he made 19 silver. He only owes, well, wait a minute. Now, how many silver does he owe? He owes 119 pieces of silver and 140 pieces of copper. But he earned 19 pieces of silver in one night. That means in 10 days, he'll have 190. Hush, Kim. I'm an old, I ain't nothing flexible over here. Hush, being silly. But Kim, here's the thing. If one moon is one night and he earned 19 silvers in one day or one night, overnight, in 10 days, he'll have 190, but he only owes 119. I can't imagine him running for something that he can pay in 10 days. Well, shit, not even that. In 19, that would only take, 5 days for 100? He'd have his debts paid in 6 days, Kim. Kim, he would have his debt paid. If he earned 19 silvers in one moon, and one moon is equivalent to one day or one night, and he only owes 119 silvers, he would have his debts paid in 6 days or 6 nights. So it got to be longer than that. Can somebody look it up, or do you know that for sure, Kim, or were you speculating, guessing? I'd like to know. Because I can't imagine leaving the city and becoming a slave for some years because I couldn't pay a debt that I could have on some money I could have earned in 6 damn days. That's just me. I did not see Amar, but left the money with his wife. Berserk was so pleased he would kiss my hand. Old Alkahad alone was grouchy and said I must pay faster. To which I replied that if I were permitted to be well fed and not worried, that alone would enable me to pay faster. Don't bother me, my nigga. I'm gonna get you the bread, but if you keep bothering me, it's gonna take longer. All the others thanked me and spoke well of my efforts. Therefore, at the end of 1 moon, my indebtedness is reduced by almost 4 pieces of silver, and I possess almost 2 pieces of silver besides, upon which no man hath claim. My heart is lighter than it hath been for a long time. Again, the moon shines full. I have worked hard, but with poor success. Fewer camels have I been able to buy. Only 11 pieces of silver have I earned. Nevertheless, my good wife and I have stood by the plan, even though we have bought no new raiment and eaten little but herbs. So they ate a little bit less. They didn't get no new clothes and shit, but they stuck to the plan because the next full moon they had, he made only 11 pieces of silver instead of 19, but he still stuck to the plan. Kim says, that's good money management. She says, technically, it is 1 day. It may appear full for 3 days. Okay, thanks, Kim. So it could be 1 to 3? 1 to 3 or into the next full? Well, we just say 1, but basically he said he earned 19 silvers on 1 full moon, 11 silvers the next, but he stuck to the plan. Again, I paid ourselves 1/10 of the 11 pieces while we lived upon 7/10. I was surprised when Amar commended my payment, even though it was small. So did Berserk. Berserk. I'm gonna just call him Berserk. Alkahad flew into a rage, but when told to give back his portion if he did not want it, he became reconciled. The others, as before, were content. Again, ladies and gentlemen. Drock. Kim, notice what Drock wrote. Drock says he thinks that he means 30 days because the moon is on a 30-day cycle. So maybe, is that just a month? That kind of makes sense. Because that means it would take 6 months to 10 months to make that total amount. And if you're only using 2/10 of that, it would take 2 years. That makes way more sense. Instead of, okay, so if he made 19 silvers in 1 day, it would take him 6 days to pay his debts if he gave 100% of his money back to them, right? If he gave only 3/10 of his, was it 3/10 or 2/10? 2/10. He gave 2/10 of his money to his debtors, then that would be 20% of that, which means 6 days would be 6. If it would have paid off in 6 days at 100%, it would take 6 days, 10% of 6 days is 60 days. 60 days. No. I'm sorry. 120, 4 months. It would only take 4 months to pay his debt. So nobody would run on some shit that they can pay off in 4 months and be fucking debt free. But I'm sorry, because it was 1/10 at 19 pieces a day. To pay off 119 pieces would take 60 days, would take 2 months. But he's putting away 2/10. He's putting away 20%, not 10. So you just double that. That means it would have taken him 4 months to pay off all his debts at putting away 2/10 at 19 silvers per day. I can't imagine anybody giving their fucking wife back on owing some money that would be paid off in 4 months. However, if what Drock says may be true, Drock, yes, he may. What did she say? She said, yes, he may have met a full moon cycle. Yeah, and it does make more sense, right, Kim? Everybody, it does make more sense that a moon is a month. Like, you know, it took me, I made 19 silvers this month. You know, like we use how much money you make a month, you know? So his thing is they just called a month a moon, because if it was a month, it would take, well, you just changed month to day. So it wouldn't be 60 days. It'd be 60 months. It would be 60 months. Change days to just swap the word days for months. So it would be 60 months or 120 months. 120 months is 10 years. 120 months, instead of 120 days, 120 months, he's saying, man, I owe so much money, it's going to take me 10 years to pay this. Now I can see a motherfucker running on some debt for 10 years. Hell, some of y'all borrow cars. Some of y'all buy used cars from CarMax and they put you on a goddamn 8-year car payment plan. You buying a used car that you got to pay off in 8 years because you don't have no guidance, no financial guidance. Some of y'all are so desperate because you think you need a car so bad that you buy a car and you put yourself in debt on a used car. On a used car. And you saying, I like to buy this car for fucking 96 months, 84 months, 72 months. How you do a 72-month car loan on a used car? That is crazy to me. That car is 10 years old before you even pay it off. It's wild. But I can't, that makes more sense. Thank you, Drock. Thank you, Drock. All right, here we go. Let's continue. Again, the moon shines full. Another month goes by, and I am greatly rejoiced. I intercepted a fine herd of camels and bought many sound ones. Therefore, my earnings were 42 pieces of silver. I made $4,200 that month. One month I made $1,900. The next month I only made $1,100. But the next month after that, I made $4,200. I made 42 pieces of silver. This moon, my wife and myself had bought much needed sandals and raiment. We needed some clothes, y'all. Our shit was my clothes was raggedy. Our shoes was fucked up. We needed some new Nikes. We had to go to Foot Locker. And we dined well on meat and fowl. And I finally took my baby to dinner. Oh man, because we be eating herbs and shit. My wife is solid, man. She's sticking by my side. Do they make them like that anymore, guys? I don't think that they discontinued that model of woman, didn't they? They don't make the one that's just stick by your side while you eating herbs and shit. But now he made that $4,200. He made those 42 pieces of silver because he came across those good camels. And now they can get to go eat a little something. They went to the restaurant. He went and got a steak. More than 8 pieces of silver we have paid to our creditors. Even Alcahad did not protest. He didn't protest this time. Great is the plan, for it leadeth us out of debt and giveth us wealth, which is ours to keep. 3 times the moon had been full since I carved upon this clay. 3 months ago is when I actually wrote on this clay. Each time I paid to myself 1/10 of all I earned. Each time my good wife, I'ma always qualify them wives. My good wife and I have lived upon 7/10, even though at times it was difficult. Each time have I paid to my creditors 2/10. In my purse, in my wallet, in my bank account, I now have 21 pieces of silver that are mine. It maketh my head to stand straight upon my shoulders, and maketh me proud to walk among my friends. My wife, my woman, keepeth well our home and is becoming gowned. We are happy to live together. The sex is good. Oh, sidebar. Have you guys had some money in the bank sex? Have you had money in the bank sex? See, women, you guys don't understand how men are when our bag is low. Hold on, let me read this. The plan is of untold value. Hath it not made an honorable man of an ex-slave? Yes, it has. Ladies and gentlemen, have you fucked on a full bank account? I know you fucked on a full stomach. I know you fucked watching a movie. But have you fucked on a full bank account? Do you know what the orgasm is like when you bust on a full bank account? Yours and hers. Do you understand the feeling that overwhelms your entire body when you have an orgasm knowing that your bank account is fat? Knowing that you are not in debt, knowing that you got money in the bank that you don't have to spend. Ladies and gentlemen, boy, I tell you, it's time for us to get out of this financial rut that a lot of us are in, and this is the way to do it. Subscribe to my channel. That's one way. Oh, brother. Prod by Pack. It's coming for you, bro. No pun intended. It's coming for you, brother. No pun intended. That day is coming. It's happened to me a few times. Life is ebbs and flows. I'm a little older, you guys, so I've had my broke years. I've had my years of abundance, and I've had sex through and through. And let me tell you something. Prod by Pack. When you fucking on a full bank account and a full stomach, oh my God. Can't get too anyways, let's continue. Last tablet number 5. Again, the moon shines full. This is the 4th month. And I remembered that it is long since I carved upon the clay. Oh, maybe it's not the 4th month. It could be like a year later or something. I don't know. Oh, blah. He says it. Remember, I had never read this book before you guys, so we're reading together. 12 moons in truth have come and gone. A full year has come and gone. But this day, I would not neglect my record, because upon this day, I have paid the last of my debts. This is the day upon which my good wife and my thankful my good wife and my thankful self celebrate with great feasting that our determination hath been achieved. Many things occurred upon my final visit to my creditors that I shall long remember. Amar begged for my forgiveness for his unkind words and said that I was one of all others he most desired for a friend. I was his best friend. I was super mad at him. Old Alkahad is not so bad after all, for he said, thou wert once a piece of soft clay to be pressed and molded by any hand that touched thee, but now thou art a piece of bronze, capable of holding an edge. If thou needest silver or gold any time, my brother, if you need some more money any time, come to me. Nor is he the only one who holdeth me in high regard. Many others speak deferentially to me. My good wife look upon me with a light in her eyes that doth make a man have confidence in himself. Ladies, can I read that last sentence again? You know, this channel is about relationships and money, and we kind of all to intertwine it. Dating and mating is what I like to discuss. My wife look at me with a light in her eyes that make a man have confidence in himself. Ladies, do you guys understand the power that you have over your man? I put a post up of a guy that said, it was a video on my Instagram, and it was a guy that said, ladies, when's the last time you asked your man for something? No, cooking don't count. You a wife. That's supposed to be automatic. And I had wrote, yeah, they don't cook no more. He said, but I'll wait. Yeah, I'm waiting. You see, your man don't really ask you guys for anything, but you guys ask him for everything. Why would a man want to enter into a relationship where all he is doing for everything, his entire day is dedicated to making her happy? I don't know, because I didn't create human beings. I don't know the power of the pussy. I didn't create the power of the pussy, but it's power in the pussy. Remember, Oscar Wilde said, everything in life is about sex, except for sex. Sex is about power. You guys have a power over men that many of you have no idea of. And if you were to harness that power and use it wisely, you will live a long, happy life. But too many of you guys are fucking it up because you're listening to the wrong people. People who seem to think things like Kimberly, who says, we're going to debate on that story of a woman going from her independent women. Goodness gracious. If you got a man and you look upon your man with a light in your eyes that make him have confidence in himself, you will have 10 years worth of debt paid off in one. If you rock with him, if you support him, if you're fit, feminine, friendly, faithful, and fun with him. If you are a fucking headache, he'll never get out of debt. You'll never get out of debt. You'll live a miserable life, and so will he. Just want to put it out there. I didn't make this stuff up, and I didn't write this story 5,000 years ago. But somehow, a lot of women today seem to think that everything changes with them. Women have been oppressed for 5,000 years. That's bullshit stories that have been told to you guys. It's not like that. Bad things are happening, but bad things are happening today. Bad things have always happened in history. But to imagine that women were just unhappy creatures for fucking thousands of years is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous notion. It's almost like saying y'all are that. Yeah, oh, come on. Anyways. Nor is he the only one who holdeth me in high. Oh, I already read that part. Yet it is the plan that hath made my success. It has enabled me to pay all of my debts and to jingle both gold and silver in my purse. I do commend it to all who wish to get ahead. For truly, if it will enable an ex-slave to pay his debts and have gold in his purse, will it not aid any man to find independence? Nor am I myself finished with it, for I am convinced that if I follow it further, it will make me rich among men. Oh, I think this is it. This last 3 pages. Go back. That's all 5 tablets, ladies and gentlemen. And here's another letter written 2 years later. This is from the St. Swithin's College, Nottingham University, Newark-on-Trent, Nottingham. Professor Franklin Caldwell, care of British Scientific Expedition. This is to him, Hilal, Mesopotamia. So this letter was sent to Mesopotamia 2 years later. The first one was 1934. This one here is November 7th, 1936. Hey, Princessa. He writes 2 years later, after those 5 tablets were translated and the inscriptions are deciphered. My dear professor, if in your further digging into those ruins of Babylon, you encounter the ghost of a former resident, an old camel trader named Dabasir, do me a favor. Tell him that his scribing upon those clay tablets so long ago has earned for him the lifelong gratitude of a couple of college folk back here in England. You will possibly remember my writing a year ago or two that Miss Shrewsbury and myself, my wife and myself, intended to try his plan for getting out of debt and at the same time having gold to jingle in our own bank accounts. You may have guessed, even though we tried to keep it from our friends, our desperate straits. We were frightfully humiliated for years by a lot of old debts and worried sick for the fear that some of the tradespeople might start a scandal that would force me out of the college because I owed so much money. We paid and paid every shilling we could squeeze out of income, but it was hardly enough to hold things even. Besides, we were forced to do all of our buying where we could get further credit regardless of higher costs. It developed into one of those vicious circles that grew worse instead of better. Our struggles were getting hopeless. We could not move less costly rooms because we owed the landlord. There did not appear to be anything we can do to improve our situation. Then, here comes your acquaintance 2 years ago, the old camel trader from Babylon, with a plan to do just what we wish to accomplish. He jolly well stirred up to follow his system. We made a list of all of our debts, and I took it around and showed to everyone who we owed. I explained how it was simply impossible for me to pay them the way things were going along. They could readily see this themselves from the figures. Then I explained that the only way I saw to pay in full was to set aside 20% of my income each month to be divided pro rata. That would pay them in full in little over 2 years. That in the meantime, we would go on a cash basis and give them the further benefit of our cash purchases. They were really quite decent. Our greengrocer, a wise old chap, put in a way that helped to bring around the rest. If you pay for all you buy and then pay some of what you owe, that is better than you have done. For ye ain't paid down the account none in 3 years. Finally, I secured all their names to an agreement binding them not to molest us as long as the 20% of income was paid regularly. I told them, if you don't bother me, you'll get 20%. You'll get evenly paid of 20% of the money I make. Then we began scheming on how to live upon 70% of what I make. We were determined to keep that extra 10% to jingle. The thought of silver and possibly gold was most alluring. It was like having an adventure to make the change. We enjoyed figuring this way, and that to live comfortably upon that remaining 70%, we started with rent and managed to secure a fair reduction. Next, we put our favorite brands of tea and such under suspicion and were agreeably surprised how often we could purchase superior qualities at a less cost. It is too long of a story for a letter, but anyhow, it did prove difficult. We managed, and right cheerfully at that. What a relief it proved to have our affairs in such a shape. We were no longer persecuted by past due accounts. I must not neglect, however, to tell you about that extra 10% that we were supposed to jingle. Well, we did jingle it for some time. Now, don't laugh too soon. You see, that is the sporty part. It is the real fun to start accumulating money that you do not want to spend. There is more pleasure in running up such a surplus than there could ever be in spending it. It's better to look at money that you're saving than to look at a bunch of shit you spent it on. That's a fact. I got cars, you guys, that I love. Them motherfuckers is done. The batteries are dead because I don't start them every week. My assistant is starting like 4 of my cars a week now. But before, I didn't even have them coming to the house. My car, but when I bought the cars, I loved them. This is a sidebar. When I love these things, it was so good. Now I'm thinking, why the fuck did I buy this car? Why did I buy that? What's the purpose of that? I got stuff in the backyard that got covered up. I mean, I got stuff, man, that when I bought it, I was happy, and now I wish I didn't buy it. It is better to look at the money than to look at the shit that you bought. Believe me when I tell you. I know you may not believe that, but that's the case. Don't learn it the hard way, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue. After we had jingled to our heart's content, we found a more profitable use for the money that we were saving. We took upon an investment upon which we could pay that 10% each month. This is proving to be the most satisfying part of our regeneration. It is the first thing we pay out of my paycheck. There is the most gratifying sense of security to know that our investment is growing steadily. By the time my teaching days are over, should be a snug sum, large enough so the income would take care of us from then on. All of this out of my same old damn paycheck. Difficult to believe, yet absolutely true. All our debts being gradually paid, and at the same time, our investments gradually increasing. Besides, we get along financially even better than before. Who would have believed there could be such a difference in results between following a financial plan versus just drifting along, flying by the seat of your pants, as Shannon says? At the end of next year, when all of our old bills shall have been paid, we will have more to pay upon our investments besides some extra for travel. We are determined never again to permit our living expenses to exceed 70% of our income. Now you can understand why we would like to extend our personal thanks to that old chap, Dabasir, whose plan saved us from our hell on earth. He knew he had been through it all. He wanted others to benefit from his own bitter experiences. That is why he spent tedious hours carving his message upon that clay. He had a real message for fellow sufferers, a message so important that after 5,000 years, it has risen out of the ruins of Babylon, just as true and just as vital as the day it was buried. Yours sincerely, Alfred H. Shrewberry, Department of Archaeology. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, we are done. Ooh, we got a big chapter on Wednesday. That's 20 pages. I'm going to come in reading hard. Oh, it ain't 20 pages because 4 of these suckers don't belong to shit. We got 15 pages on, we got 14 pages on Wednesday. Even the last page is half of the bullshit. Mr. Awesome. Wait, where am I at? Where am I at? Damn it, I went too far. Hold on. All right. We're going to click this, close that, disconnect this, unplug, stash this away, put that in there. And everybody throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
Soldiers, throw your ones up. Princess is already on it. JT Coin Rings is already on it. Mr. Awesome. Mr. Awesome said, let me car sit for you, Shan. I'll do it with just maintenance costs. Burning Sands video coming soon later this year, by the way. Salute, everybody.
Hoo-ah!
My man, Mr. Awesome, has blessed the channel with a $5 super chat.
Being number one isn't easy.
Throw your ones up to Mr. Awesome for his continued blessings. And Mr. Awesome is now the stream sponsor. I'm going to have to update it. Mr. Awesome is now the stream sponsor. Appreciate your support, bro. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, have you guys learned anything? Are we learning anything? I mean, you guys tap in, but are we learning anything? I know you guys got to be learning like I am. Can you imagine that, man? Like, you know, just imagine there's this city that's the richest city, and for whatever reason, it lasts for 4,000 fucking years. From 8,000 years before Christ to 4,000 years before Christ, it flourishes. It's the richest city on the planet. It collapses, and everything within it collapses, and then it fucking gets buried under the sand. 4,000 years in the desert will certainly cover your ass up. And so this city is now buried, and they discover it because certain little artifacts is washing down every time it rains. And so they start digging, and they find a whole goddamn city. And in this city, they find a library of clay tablets that tell stories. And in this library, they find a story of a man named Davasir who writes down how the fuck he was in debt to people. He ran, became a slave, went to jail, and then came back and became a man again. And how that story finds its way from an archaeologist over to a professor in Nottingham, England. And he's like, bruh, he's a professor, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all thinking about me, I'm 49 years old, and I'm like, damn, I'm learning this shit. Y'all don't blame me, my nigga. This is a professor at Nottingham University that's in debt. He's like, man, I took these stories. Thank you for sending these fucking tablets. I translated these tablets, and then I took the story to me and my wife, and we started doing the shit. And now we doing good because of a story that a man named Davasir wrote 5,000 years ago. And somehow it's going to work for you. Each and every one of you guys that's listening to me right now is going to work for you. I want all of us to put 10% away that you make. I don't know how much you got on your paycheck last Friday. Some of y'all got paid Friday. Some of you guys got paid Friday. You didn't put 10% of your money away, did you? Good. All the money ain't gone. Go back to your pay stub. I need you to log on. You know, you probably got it on an app now. They smart with how they do fucking payroll now, right? You got your money. You know how much money you made last Friday. However much you took home, put 10% of it away right now. As soon as I'm about to end this broadcast in a few minutes, put 10% of your money away. Continue to do that. Don't stop. You can open up a savings account online. You don't even have to go to the branch. You can go to your fucking computer and open up a savings account and transfer over the money. Don't play with me. Don't make excuses. Excuses don't work over here, you guys. Excuses are tools used by the incompetent. Move the money over. You know how much money is in your bank account left on from your paycheck last week. I know that you didn't pay this. Fuck that. Move the money over. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Hey, let's do a giveaway. You know, we got the things working now. Princess is here. I'm glad Princess is here. Everybody, okay, I got to give you guys some time because salute wasn't working the last 2 times we went live. So listen, everybody, please type salute in the chat. You got 20 seconds to type the word salute. If you're watching the show, you got 20 seconds to type the word salute in the chat so we can do our giveaway. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Here we go. Where'd it go? Where is it? Alert box. All right. Let's see. And close the entries. Oh, look at JT Coin Rings got in just in time. Alvin got in just in time. All right, and we're going to have the system pick the winner. The winner is Sherwin Thomas. Sherwin Thomas is the winner. I didn't do it. Look, y'all. I didn't do it. You see that down there? Can I move it? Sherwin Thomas is the winner. Shout out to Sherwin. Sherwin, follow the instructions. Good job, everybody. I appreciate you guys. We can hit complete on that. We can close. No. Let me go over here. Go to my timers. Close this timer. And we're good to go. I appreciate you guys all for being here. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and join the SR Army. We also have discussions on Facebook. So come over to the Facebook group. All you got to do is go to sidebar.shannonrawls.com. That's the website. It'll take you straight to Facebook. Sidebar.shannonrawls.com. It'll take you straight to Facebook. My name is Mr. Shannon. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for reading along with us. Remember, reading is the way to expand your mind and your bank account. Tune in next time to Rich People Read. My name is Shannon, and you guys are dismissed.
Yeah. Escucha.
Mío en tu habitación, solo los 2 segundos que hay que detener. Porque si no siento tu voz o tu olor, te extraño y te quiero ver. Quiero ver. Tanto me falta. Todas esas noches tan soñadas. Que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Me haces falta, bebé. Dime qué tengo que hacer pa' tenerte de una vez, pa' no poderte perder. Dulce, eres mi bombón. Te quiero melocotón. Por ti corro un maratón. Solo de la dirección. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. Pa' mí no es suficiente. Yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión. Somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta. Todas esas noches tan soñadas. Que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Mira, somos perfectos, es algo indiscutible. Mi estilo y tu estilo no están disponibles. Solo soy sensible cuando te tengo porque eres irresistible. Tus labios combinan con tus ojos, porque eres tan pretty que hasta yo de eso miento. Chica, necesito mis anteojos. Quiero verte en noche hermosa de todos modos. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. A mí no es suficiente. Yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión. Somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta. Todas esas noches tan soñadas. Que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Tanto me falta. Todas esas noches tan soñadas. Que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada.